Alright. Get that going. Alright. Welcome back to another episode with Flicks and Kicks with your man Hunter and Corey. You know, I'm going to go ahead and let him explain exactly what we about to get down to in this episode.
You know, for football fans, I would say today felt like New Year.
It really did,
New
bro.
Year's Eve and it's New Year.
Yep.
This is what today was, because today was the start of NFL free agency.
You know, officially this new season.
Exactly, because your team's making new moves, or some old players you grew up loving are going to different teams.
Yep.
Contracts either didn't mesh up, either they didn't want to take a tag, or you just didn't have to
cut or something. So,
or you just have to cap to keep them.
Yeah.
So we're already getting a little bit of all of that in just day one of free agency. So we thought, you know, we would bring it to you, our biggest moves of day one of free agency, because there was a lot of moves.
Yeah, I think in day one, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Woo!
That's what I'm saying, just one day.
You know, it was kind of crazy.
Right.
So, you know, let's go ahead and dive straight
into
it, because it was crazy.
Right.
You know, they started off crazy. We might as well go ahead and start off crazy.
Since they start out fast, man, my voice cracked like crazy. But I was about to say, since they start out fast, we're gonna start out fast too.
Exactly. So I'm gonna go ahead, let you start off on going off exactly what happened,
right?
Or what surprised you or just caught your eye.
Honestly, what caught my eye, well, let's be real, it's a quarterback league, so
yeah,
I feel we should start with, at least for me, start with quarterback moves. Kirk Cousins to the Falcons.
Yeah,
that kind of caught my eye, because the contract for starters, it's 4 years. I think
it's like 180.
Yeah, let me go look up exactly in terms of the money wise, but yeah, I think it is about 180.
Yeah, because it's a 4-year 180, I think. And, and the guy's up in age. So
that's what I was about to say. Not only is he up in age, he's coming off Achilles
injury, yeah. So, but he does have the weapons around him to kind of at least succeed.
Absolutely.
You have a tight end. You have a stud at
here it is.
Wide receiver 1.
Yep, you were right. It was 4 years, 180 million, 45 million a year, 100 million guaranteed. So
woo!
They're betting a lot on him. But if they get the Kirk that we saw last year,
yeah,
that can be a big sign for them.
It really is.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, with like I said, with those weapons,
right.
You got London, you got Pitts, you got a running back,
right.
At least a decent offensive line.
Uh-huh.
They actually could be a pretty good team,
No, they could be really, really tough. I mean, their defense was already pretty solid. They still need to beef up probably the D-line a little more. They really need a true pass rusher, because I don't think they have that guy off edge yet. But in terms of offensively, you have the pieces like you mentioned. You got Bijan Robinson. He's already a top 10 back as a rookie.
Yeah, exactly.
Kyle Pitts is a dog at tight end, even though they don't use him.
Well, I mean, they had people that wasn't throwing to tight ends. Now you got Kirk, who basically throws to tight ends and your number one guy.
The ball. Exactly. So London, if y'all fantasy people, London and Kyle Pitts, I recommend drafting those guys.
Yeah, they're gonna be nice in fantasy this year.
So sometimes I would sell. I would recommend not buying them in fantasy. But with Kirk Cousins, if he comes back to Kirk that we saw last year before the Achilles, they're gonna
fireworks.
That's what I'm saying.
So it's gonna be nice because London he's a good contest type of guy. So he's gonna be nice throwing those go balls, those one-on-ones. He's
gonna kind of be, I won't say his version of Justin Jefferson. Think more like Adam Thielen in Minnesota in terms of just making contested catches.
Yeah.
He can win downfield. He's faster than you think.
Yeah.
And
he does have that NFL size too.
Exactly.
Dude is tall.
Tall, can move.
Yeah, with speed.
The tight end that the Vikings had with T.J. Hawkinson thrived with Kirk Cousins.
Yeah.
I think he should thrive with Kyle Pitts too.
Yeah, I think Pitts is a more talented guy.
He's waiting to be unleashed.
Yeah.
It hurts to say it's a Saints fan. seeing that they got Kirk because it was.
Well, this is on your radar because
this got my full attention. Yeah, because it was real fun playing Desmond Riddler, but Kirk Cousins.
Yikes!
Yes, is Kirk Cousins like freakishly talented like a Mahomes and Allen, even a Herbert? No, but he's accurate as hell, and he can get the ball to his playmakers. Justin Jefferson put up monster numbers. But he put up those monster numbers because Kirk was throwing him good footballs.
Yeah.
So at the very least, you got a guy who's a distributor. Falcons haven't had a distributor at quarterback since Matt Ryan.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. I definitely can stand for that one.
That should only open up the run even more.
Yeah, and like I said, I kind of thought that the Falcons would go somewhere else. A
lot of people thought Fields.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be Justin Fields.
Our boy Dylan can't be here with us today.
Yeah, had him a little incident there.
He did have a little incident, but he will be back soon.
Yeah, he'll be back. Soon. No, there's no worries about it.
No worries about it at all.
Don't even worry about it, guys.
It's nothing long term. Don't be too concerned, y'all. Dylan will be back as soon as possible. But he's a big time Falcons fan, and he was really all in on getting Justin Fields. A lot of Falcons fans.
I mean, you are going younger.
You got the Georgia connection because he went to Harrison High.
Exactly, so it just made a little more sense as far as like building with this team.
Right.
You're going with someone that's a little older, which you probably think in at least this period, because if you would have signed him to like a 2-year, I think that's perfect. Have these young guys have the experience of a true veteran. Mm-hmm. Kind of show them the ropes because they haven't had that true vet at that position.
Exactly.
You had Marcus Mariota, who's a vet, but like he didn't really do too much on the field for you. He probably did stuff more on like the.
He was athletic.
Maybe
like he was good intangibles guy.
Yeah, probably good like locker room type of guy to kind of keep guys together too.
But
probably,
wasn't the guy that distributes the ball to your playmakers.
Exactly.
That's not Mariota.
So, I think as far as player wise, all that, I think that's a good signing. I think the money wise was just not. Their contract was not good.
Consider a lot of these quarterbacks, they getting paid handsomely.
But he's a 4-year contract.
$100 million guaranteed. But
$180 million.
Well, honestly, that's just the quarterback market, bro. I mean,
that's just the quarterback. I get that. But the 4 years, like I said, like 2 years. More than 3 years from Kirk personally I have some friends
if you get the Kirk you got last year, I think it's not overpay because that Kirk was bombing.
I see your point.
Yeah.
But like I said,
the contract.
That's exactly because let's say he doesn't play up to that contract.
You got to think from the Falcons' point of view. It's a weak division. Arguably, he may be the best quarterback in that division. As a Saints fan, I can't say Derek Carr is better. Come on. And Baker Mayfield had one good year, but Kirk,
he's going some.
Nah, he re-signed with the.
Oh, he re-signed. Yeah. Okay, yeah.
But Kirk's easily the most proven quarterback in that division. Bryce Young, he had a rough rookie year. We got to see what he does year 2.
Yeah, they need to help him out desperately.
Right, they do. That's a whole nother combo.
Yeah.
Baker, he's up and down. So, we got to see what he does. He had a good last year. We got to see what he does this year.
He finished off good.
Derek Carr for my Saints, we got to see what he looks like with our new OC. But it wasn't his best work. With Kirk, this is cliche, but you're getting a winner in terms of someone that's gone to the playoffs multiple times. Has he made deep playoff runs yet? No. But can he get you there? Yes. With a better defense, can he take you farther? We'll find out in Atlanta because he has a better defense.
I think what you just said there are all good points. The Falcons are doing their thing right now.
Right.
I'm going to go ahead and give you mine, though.
I already know what you're going with.
You already know, bro. You already know. With the way you cheese, and it's easy to see where you're going. Because we over here, this is the Cheesehead Nation, bro. Goodness, bro. Go ahead. Hey, man. There's not a lot of, Packers YouTube channels out there. So I'm going to go ahead and let my Packer fans know. I'm a Packers fan, and I'm here to stand with y'all. So, we're going to go ahead and talk about this, my boy. Mm-hmm. We got 2 signs And this is not this is crazy for the Packers in free agency alone. We signed 2 studs.
Packers usually don't do shit in free agency.
We usually don't do nothing. It's usually just draft and develop.
And lose. I mean, like, lose players.
I was about
Yeah.
Anyways.
Came out wrong.
Yeah.
Clarify that.
But we picked up Josh Jacobs, running back from the Raiders.
What was the contract? Because, part of good free agency is not just who you sign, but at what price.
It's a 3-year, I think, $46 million.
For top 10 backs, that's not bad.
Yeah, so because it was basically straightly ideal from Aaron Jones when we first signed him on his contract. And then we picked up Xavier McKinney. His contract, I actually forgot. I think it's a 4-year though.
I think it wasn't it 4-year, $48 million.
Yeah, something like that.
It was
because he's getting paid. I think the 3rd most safety now.
Right.
3rd most. So those 2, especially at safety, we needed that, and we spent a lot of our money on that. That was probably the best pickup.
You're probably losing Darnell Savage, right?
Yeah, he's already signed to another team.
Oh, it was 4 years, $68 million.
Yeah, 68. Okay, so yeah, because like I said, we spent a lot of money on safety. That was our biggest need,
easily.
And I'm glad that we went to someone that's young and that can develop with us.
Still in his prime.
This dude is 24, coming off of his first rookie
and he's
contract.
a Bama boy. You know you love that.
Hey, I was about to get into that one, but you already said it, so I might as well, because we're building the Bama team around it in the Packer Nation. It's yes sir. Josh Jacobs, Alabama, Roll Tide. Yeah. Xavier McKinney, Roll Tide. So I'm feeling myself today. I'm feeling myself. This is just amazing.
It's Christmas morning for you right now.
Bro, this is Christmas, my birthday, Happy New Year's,
and not just
all of the above.
Yeah, the Packers, they're definitely a winner. I mean, not just picking up McKinney and Jacobs, but you cut Bakhtiari.
Yeah, we had to save some money on that one, which was, I think...
Now we know what that money went to.
Yeah, because let's be honest, on the field, one of the best tackles.
Right.
But ever since that injury, it just seems he has a hard time getting on the field. And it does suck. It really does suck. Because, the guy was a very good tackle for that team,
Just couldn't stay healthy.
Exactly.
And he was overpaid for the amount of games he missed.
Yeah.
Stability.
Yeah. Is availability.
That's what
matters. And, if he was playing, I wouldn't say nothing about that contract.
Yeah.
It's one of those, all right, bro, you're one of the best tackles in the game.
He wasn't.
Exactly. Yes. And I think, my best suggestion for him is probably to go with the Steelers. They need an offensive line.
They do.
Especially
with Russ.
Exactly. I was just about to get there. You got Russ. You got 2 running backs that are actually really good. You're going to get your money's worth, So I think that's probably one of his best spots to go.
Right.
But, as a Packers fan, as I said, man, it's crazy.
With the Lions, this definitely closed the gap in that division. And I don't even think it was that big of a gap before these.
Yeah.
Games. Just assuming Love takes that next step in the young weapons you have. But you add, now, Matt LaFleur's system.
Yeah.
You need that run component. Even though Aaron Jones was good, very good, actually.
Yeah, he was a very good
Josh Jacobs kind of gives you a little of what Aaron Jones gave you in the receiving game, and he gives you that power element that A.J. Dillon gives you.
Yeah.
So he kind of gives you a little of both. So you get a real dynamic back in Matt LaFleur's system. That play action with with Jordan Love, and you add a safety, like, no offense to Savage, he was a solid player. Up and down.
He was a guy that,
very
in this new scheme, wouldn't thrive his best because he would have to go downhill a lot and tackle.
Play the box a lot more.
Yeah, and that's not his game
more
exactly.
A guy that truly stuffs his nose in the run game, and he can guard tight ends a little better.
Yeah,
Savage, which is what you need in this man coverage scheme you're gonna play.
Yeah, and it's gonna be a lot of. I believe it's gonna be a lot of man in that 4-3. So, which if as a lot of Packers fans, we've been begging for a 4-3 for the past couple of years.
Yeah, it's going to be night and day from that soft defensive scheme Joe Barry ran.
Oh man. Oh, at least now
break.
we're gonna be having guys up in people's faces on the line of scrimmage.
And
that is finally what we're gonna see.
You'll no longer have linebackers guarding Chris Godwin.
Yeah, I'm not trying to have that. Oof. That was not it.
Yeah, but the Packers, they ain't playing. Like, you can tell they're going all in next year.
Yeah, and we got a lot of picks in the draft too. So I mean,
plug in more holes because you still got to fix some linebacking holes.
Yeah, we got to probably draft a few, probably offensive linemen. Yeah. I would say a little bit of maybe the tackle
more
too.
More depth at D-line a little bit.
Defensive tackle maybe.
Yeah, but on paper, Packers look pretty good. I can't lie. They look pretty nice.
You know, we're really out here getting it done. So.
And I know this feels different for Packers fans because usually during free agency, you're kind of asleep because we're not going to do anything. Let's just look around and see what everyone else did. But the Packers,
I mean, ever since we've had Goot come in, you know, he's kind of been changing that narrative a little bit, you know, so that's one thing I definitely have seen a change in.
Maybe y'all act up and draft a receiver in the first round this year. Maybe that's too much too soon.
I don't think we need
y'all
one,
don't even need a receiver, but it's just a running joke because y'all haven't drafted a receiver in the first round in like 20 years.
I mean, hey, if you consistently find them in the second, third, and fourth round,
you do. Yeah.
Do what you do, bro.
Let him cook.
That's what I'm saying, bro. If it worked, there ain't no reason to fix it.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Exactly.
Yeah, the Packers, they definitely have an A+ so far in free agency.
Yeah,
definitely.
Especially for that day one.
I mean, they start out big.
Yeah,
they don't need to do too much, honestly, for the rest because you still got the draft coming up.
I think in the draft we're probably just gonna do like linebackers and stuff because we really don't have to go crazy.
Probably not sexy moves, but it's good when you don't have to do sexy moves. That means your team's complete.
Exactly. But go ahead and get to your next one, bro. Go ahead and explain what else happened in this free agency.
I'm going to talk about my Saints. No, I'm not. We haven't done anything in free agency, and we won't. So let me talk about teams that are actually doing something.
Yikes. Yikes.
Honestly, this move I saw right before we started recording this pod. Did you see that Gabe Davis Jacksonville move?
Yeah, I was hearing about that one. Where did he go again?
Jacksonville Jaguars, 3-year, $39 million.
Yeah, I was here because I was a little worried about what Calvin Ridley, what's he going to do now?
I wonder what this means for Calvin. That's why I brought this one up because I'm like, that move may be important for the wide receiver market. Because when one move happens in the wide receiver market, it's a domino effect.
That is true because, I mean, I think Calvin Ridley is going to get more money. It's just depending on...
It just depends how he's used to because I think this season he proved... I don't think he's an X. Just because of his frame. I think he's better as a Z. He's still an outside receiver, but I think he's more comfortable as a Z as opposed to like an X receiver.
I can understand
in Atlanta, he had his best years at the Z next to Julio.
Yeah. I get your point there.
Exactly. See what I'm saying?
I get that.
Because like if you watch Jacksonville, it was clear they were missing a physical component at wide receiver. And Gabe, you know me about Gabe Davis. I'm not the highest on Gabe Davis. He's a little too up and down for me in terms of his drops and getting separation. But he's a physical receiver. He could go up there and make some contested catches. I think that's what Trevor Lawrence needs.
That's fair. That is fair. I will say, you know, with that kind of pushes Calvin really out the door.
Kind of does, because like
I don't think he's trying to be that number 2 option right now.
But that's the thing. I don't think he'll be a number 2 to Gabe Davis because Gabe Davis isn't better than Calvin Ridley.
But like I was saying, with that contract, you're expecting Calvin Ridley to get more since he's going to be
but 3 years, $39 million. Is that enough where they couldn't re-sign Ridley too? And you could just put Gabe at X, Ridley at Z?
It depends on what the contract is and all that.
Has the slot locked in.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I don't know. That's actually good because, like I said, that whole situation was interesting when I at least saw that, and I was like,
I saw that too because I'm like, wonder what this means for like the other dominoes that fall.
I just think their whole roster is kind of weird now. Like they picked up Mac Jones.
Yeah, the Mac Jones trade was kind of weird to me.
Like, what are they trying to do?
Yeah, that's what I don't get. Like,
It doesn't make sense.
But a young quarterback behind Trevor Lawrence, usually when you have a young quarterback, your backup is a vet.
Yeah, so
which matchup is going to teach Trevor Lawrence?
I mean, that's almost like they're trying to show a competitive QB room, but why would you do that? Like,
for Trevor Lawrence?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's confusing on what they are doing. I'm so confused
because even like Gabe Davis, like, I want to call it a slam dunk move, but it's a decent move for the reason to describe earlier. He's that type of physical wideout that they kind of need, but now their wideout room is a little uncertain because you still have Zay Jones.
Yeah.
Kirk, we said he's in the slot, but what's this mean for Ridley? Does that mean you're going to let, like you said, does that mean they're going to let him walk somewhere else and not try to re-sign him? Or do they still try to re-sign him? And what does that mean for how much Ridley's going to get?
Yeah.
Gabe Davis, like you said, because Gabe Davis got nearly 40 mil, how much is Ridley going to get? Because even on a down year, he still got you over 1,000 yards.
Exactly.
He still run routes as good as anyone.
Yeah, and he's proven that he can be that, like you said, that number one wide receiver. So it's, I don't know, that's a very interesting move. Their free agency move right now is just weird.
Right. It's just, because that move was big for me, not because the quality of the player, but just the domino effect.
Yeah.
Because we see it every year when one move happens, it creates a domino effect, like I keep saying.
Yeah.
Remember when Christian Kirk got all that money? Then a bunch of receivers in that receiving class for free agency were getting paid.
But he got a buttload.
He did.
That dude got way more than what Gabe is. I mean, that was...
I think he got like $70 million.
Yeah,
and he didn't have a 1,000-yard season yet, and he still got that money.
Yeah, so his agent knew what he was doing.
Yeah,
but yeah, I think that's a decent pickup. I just, like I was saying before, I don't know where they're going. I don't know what their identity on the team is going to be.
They were going to keep Ridley and draft another receiver.
Exactly, because you got a lot of guys in the draft this year, so you can just re-sign him, kind of get your guy in the draft. If you're looking
for a physical receiver to go Ridley, you could draft that.
Exactly. Fun. Hey man, so what you doing right there?
I just followed a new account, bro.
Oh shit, what account, bro?
Hey, get a little closer, man.
All right, baby.
F&K podcast. You know what that stands for, Hunter?
Oh, what's that?
It stands for the Flicks and Kicks podcast. Y'all know we got the YouTube now. We got that going. But we also have an IG page now.
Oh, so we got that whole
look at the details just so they see the account and know where to follow.
Okay.
Hit that bell too, because when you hit the bell, you get a notification of our post, whether it's story post, whether it's post.
Post.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Our behind the scenes details in terms of what we got coming up, posts coming in.
Okay.
Plans, story posts, anything you want to know that has to do with F and X, follow this account.
Bet. Say less, my boy.
Hit this button now.
Hit that bell.
Look at what I did there.
Oh.
For posts.
Yes, sir.
For stories. For reels. When we go live, get all those. We want all the notifications.
All of it.
We don't want to miss nothing.
All right, bet. Oh,
dang,
man.
You look slumped, bro. What you doing?
Oh, I'm just taking a little break from our little podcast. This man's gotta let these people know about the Flicks and Kicks, bro. Like,
what you letting them know, bro? The people want to know.
Man, they gotta know about that whole hit that bell. To make sure they know when we freaking post videos, bro. Because I ain't gonna know if we don't post.
They don't know with no bell, bro.
Exactly. So you gotta hit that bell, and you also gotta comment down below
for that interaction. Right?
Exactly, bro. Like, how am I supposed to know what to talk about with these people if they don't hit the bell and comment down below?
That's a fact.
Oh my goodness, bro. Like, I don't know what to tell these people, man. That's all I can say. But especially on the YouTube, they're gonna hit that bell and comment, but they also gotta follow on Spotify so that, say if you're at work, bro, you can just listen on the pod. You can listen on the pod and you be straight.
So what you're saying is all the posts you make on YouTube are also available on Spotify to listen?
Yes. They are on the same spots, bro. It's all in one place so you can listen
and always hear the nice little things that we talk about. Because occasionally we talk about sports, and then we talk about movies and TV shows. So, while you're at work, you have something to talk about with people. Exactly. But, oh, it's about that time. Gotta go ahead and hit back to the next episode.
And going off on my next pick, it's kind of interesting how it kind of went down.
Right.
But if I must say, this is my next one that I really think is like an interesting pick. Saquon Barkley going to Philly. Because I know this one. Yeah, exactly. This is a good one that we can both go into. I mean,
if my brother watching this, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry, brother.
Yeah, this one's tough.
Yeah, my brother a Giants fan, so.
Ooh. I don't know if you saw Tiki Barber tweeted too.
You're dead to me. See, him and Saquon got into a little bit of a Twitter beef because Saquon responded back to that too.
Yeah, it was ooh.
It was ugly.
But I mean,
you know what they say, the girls are fighting?
Don't do that. Don't do that, bro.
No, they say that.
But I mean, it's one of those, I guess, he just felt salty on, you signed him, or you signed Daniel Jones before him.
Right.
He's like that second factor when in reality, Saquon was the engine for that team.
Easily.
So, I mean, I don't know if he took it more personal than business-wise.
Right.
I mean, to be honest, though, you're not going to win in New York. I mean, let's just keep it a stack. I think he's trying to go and win now, so.
Also, beyond winning now, it seems, even though apparently the Giants gave him a contract that was more overall, the Philly seemed the guaranteed number mattered, because I think Philly for this contract gave him $30 million guaranteed.
Yeah.
Right? So, yeah, the guaranteed money, plus, like you said, there was a lot of losing going on in New York. I think when he was there, they only made the playoffs once.
Yeah.
Ironically, the playoff run they got blown out after upsetting the Vikings to Philly. So it's kind of funny how that plays out. You get blown out by your division rival. Over a year later, you sign with them. So yeah, for football reasons, that's a great move for Saquon.
Yeah.
For competitive reasons, that's probably a lot of different opinions on that, So Giants fans, I know basically he banned from New Jersey. Yeah, I know after that. That's just, he definitely won't go in New York's Ring of Honor.
Yeah, after that one, I don't think many Giants are gonna have a.
I saw Kayvon Thibodeau's tweet something.
Yeah, they're having a field day right now. They're not very happy about it, but I think personally, this is probably the best situation for him. He's going to a team that is going to run the ball
Jalen
like crazy.
Hurts and him in the backfield is going to be.
That's going to be a problem. And then you have AJ Brown, Devontae Smith,
Dallas Goedert.
Exactly. I mean, they got a team. Weapons, So.
And they brought in a new OC, Kellen Moore.
Yeah,
he has a lot of toys to play with.
Yeah, so it's gonna be interesting to see how they do. But
for sure,
that's one of
the most shocking moves in recent memory. I mean, I think we kind of had a good feel when they didn't tag him. He was gonna leave. I don't think anyone thought he was gonna go to the Eagles.
I personally had a feeling he was gonna be leaving after that first tag,
But like to the Eagles,
and then they tried to tag him again. Let's be honest, that's one of those where it's like, hey, bro, I'm gonna show y'all why y'all messed up.
Right.
That first franchise tag, okay,
but
that's fine. That's fine.
To the Eagles, though.
I'm gonna be honest with you. That was kind of how, like, as a Packers fan, that's how Brett Favre went to the Vikings. Felt,
But he was one of those prime when he went there. Saquon's
that's fair.
Still technically in his prime.
That's a fair point, but it's one of those where it's proven he still has it. So, and
like
why
when you're
they
at the
missed
end of
out.
your career and you go to the division rival, people don't really care as much because remember the great tackle for the Eagles, Jason Peters.
Yeah,
he went to the Cowboys, but by then he was kind of older, not really his prime. So Eagles fans didn't really care as much. But when you're playing your prime, you're younger, you know about that rivalry, division rivals in general, and you go to a division rival, that's crazy. That's juicy.
Yeah.
I know those Giants-Eagles games.
That's going to be ugly.
I got to tune into those ones.
Yeah, I would not be surprised if fights break out. And
definitely.
It's going to be nice to watch.
It just got personal.
Yeah, it's going to get personal.
Yeah, right. Business is business.
You know, don't let anyone come out in those black jerseys. It's going to be like the Black Air Force energy out there.
And Saquon, when he returns to New York, I got to see that.
The amount of booing that's going to happen.
Man, every time he touches the ball.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see that.
Yeah, that's
I can't wait to see him in this offense. I can't wait to see them play the Giants. Like, it should be exciting.
Yeah. I mean, just in that offense, it's going to be fun.
Because some moves in free agency, they're not sexy moves. They're just building a position that they need help in. Like, we signed like a run-stuffing D-tackle. It's like, that was a good move. Not the most exciting, but it'll make your team. It'll make your team better. But this was an exciting move.
Yeah. Yeah, it really was. You know, they really did something. You know, you got something going on that is questionable going on in Philly. You bring in a guy like that could probably narrow the narrative a little bit in the offseason. Right. You know, he's not someone that may like go crazy because of how many people are on that team, but
only one ball.
Exactly, but when he gets the ball, Jesus,
he's still a threat to score when he touches it too. He still has that
electric.
He still has that athleticism.
Yeah, and shifty, like
receiving skills.
Exactly.
His routes for a back is a little iffy, but
he can
just his speed.
Yeah, his speed and his yak. Mm-hmm. You know, so that's gonna be a nice move. That's a nice move.
Yeah.
But I gotta ask you, do you got any more interesting moves that kind of happened today that?
Since you mentioned a former Giant, I'm gonna keep the topic on the Giants. See, they traded for Brian Burns.
Yeah. Go ahead and break on that.
Let me break on that. If you haven't seen that, the Panthers traded Brian Burns to the New York Giants.
Okay.
Let's get into the details.
Yeah, because you know I saw the trade a little bit, but not the down in the gritty. You know, because
they gave not only that, they gave him a $150 million extension. So they loaded
getting paid.
They loaded the brink trust to get him in the building.
I mean, but Brian, he is a top pass rusher.
He's an elite pass rusher.
You got to put some respect. Even though the Panthers did have just a very bad year, that defense.
It was a good defense.
Exactly. So they are definitely
because that's a double-digit sack guy you're getting in Brian Burns.
Exactly.
And you get to pair with your young guy in Kayvon Thibodeau.
And you get a guy that's versatile. You can play as the inside or outside,
and he's
preferably on the outside. But
you gotta use that speed on the outside.
Exactly.
You got Dexter Lawrence in the middle, because basically you trade away Leonard Williams. Now that move makes sense. Now you trade away Leonard Williams to Seattle to open up cap room, so you can just give that contract to Brian Burns. He's younger. You need help at the edge because it's Ito Jalari, my Georgia boy. He just can't stay healthy. So now, even if he stays healthy, now you have 3 really good pass rushers.
Yeah.
And a good interior rusher in Dexter Lawrence. In a division where you're facing Dak and his weapons, Jalen Hurts and his weapons, you need someone to get after the quarterback.
Yeah.
Giants have, with Brian Burns, you have an alpha now.
That is true. You know, at least their defense, as far as pass rush, you know, goes, it's
Is that your phone, Hunter?
No.
Oh, wait, that is my phone. You're right about that. Right. As we were saying, shout out to our boy, Andrew. You know, I didn't tell Andrew we were recording right now, so he probably doesn't know.
I mean, hey, you know, he could always come back and watch it.
I'm about to say, yeah, he'll know about that when he sees this episode, you know, so... Shout out to Andrew for that. But
that was kind of crazy. I was not expecting that one.
I was really hoping it wasn't my phone either. But
anyways,
you know, as I was trying to say before I lost my train of thought. But as I was saying, the Giants, I mean, you got young corner Deontay Banks. You got some. Well, you got to replace Xavier McKinney.
Yeah, they did lose Xavier. I was about to say that their secondaries, as far as their safety
probably
wise,
another corner too, because I think they released Adoree Jackson, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't think he's on the team anymore. Cordell Flott, He'll probably be the nickel. He's all right though. So they probably need more help in the back end.
Yeah.
The linebackers, they probably need some help at linebacker too a little bit, but they're set on the D line. They have some dogs on the D line now.
Yeah.
And if you can rush the passer and score points, that can win you ball games. Giants also need help at receiver, ironically. But
Giants need help at a lot of positions.
a lot of positions. That's why they're picking top 10 in the draft. However, when you solidify your D line, that's Andrew again. When you solidify your D line, it gets you pretty far. You can win a lot of games if you have a nasty pass rush.
Yeah. Yeah, that is true.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, but like I said, they got a lot of holes to fill to kind of truly be a threat.
Right.
You know, they're not really a threat, especially now that they lost their best offensive player. You know, it's a lot of questions on what their identity is going to be. You know, really having Daniel Jones a turnover guy.
You're losing some leaders too, because Saquon's out, McKinley's gone.
Yep.
That's two leaders on both sides gone.
Yep.
So,
you know, that definitely hurts.
Mm-hmm. Hopefully, Burns, he's an energetic dude. Just bringing some leadership for them on the defensive side of the ball.
Yeah.
Still got to find an offensive leader without Saquon. But Burns, that's a nice start.
Yeah, that is a good I would say, starter for them.
Exactly.
Especially for what they've lost. So
right.
Makes sense. It makes sense.
And you arguably got one of the best pass rushers in the market. Because technically that was Chris Jones, but he resigned with Kansas City.
Yeah.
Quickly, too. They give him a bag.
Yo, I will say this one, though, for my last little one, I'll probably go off with.
Okay.
I really think, even though they're probably not going to win their division, I don't think.
Mm-hmm.
I think they could probably, depending on how it works for them, they could make it a wild card.
Mm-hmm.
The Raiders, from as far as defense wise,
Christian Wilkins
as a defensive tackle that they signed, added with Max Crosby.
Yeah.
Jesus. Okay, I mean, like, let's be honest. The defense is not all that great, right? I mean, they
get better at the end of the year.
Exactly.
When the new head coach took over.
Yeah, you know, and guys actually play with some heart.
Right.
But you got elite pass rushers now. Mm-hmm. You know, with those two, you could probably hide that with mediocre secondary if they get there to the quarterback fast enough, right?
Yeah.
So their offense is not really, you know, up there, but it's at least, you know,
they have some pieces, but they need a quarterback.
They signed, you know, a little bridge guy, you know, Gardner Minshew.
Oh, yeah, they did sign Minshew. But
you know, that's a bridge.
Term,
exactly. You know, they do need another running back.
Getting over the hump against Mahomes and Herbert with Jim Harbaugh, probably.
Yeah, but, you know, that's why I said they could kind of sneak into a wild card if they do as, like you were saying last year.
Because now, because Wilkins, he's not only a really good pass rusher, but he's good at stopping that run.
Exactly.
He has a true nose. He's versatile. He can play nose. He can play 3-tech.
Yep.
So you're getting versatility now on your D-line with Christian.
Where now Max, he can, you know, you actually have someone that can solely just stay on the outside and just go crazy.
Because people were probably looking at that contract, probably like, shit, it's kind of a lot of money because he got paid.
It was like 110.
4 years, 4 years, $110 million. But the guy can play.
He's worth every penny. I mean, if you look at the tape, because I mean, when you look at how the Dolphins played, their pass rush was led by him and Bradley Chubb.
Especially after the other injuries like Jalen Phillips happened.
Exactly.
He helped keep their D-line afloat.
And he's going to be a problem there. And you need at least a pass rusher to get there.
Especially in the West.
Exactly.
Herbert and Mahomes, two guys that love running out that pocket, scrambling. You need someone to get those guys down.
I mean, think of it like this. They have a guy that's going to force them out of the pocket, and then you have Max Crosby that's going to finish the deal.
Because edge rushers are impactful, but what makes a quarterback most uncomfortable is that interior pass rush.
Yeah, it's going to force him to get out of the pocket.
Exactly, and then you force him out to Max Crosby, his motor. You know Max Crosby don't stop now.
Exactly. So you can't now. You know you can't double Max Crosby now. If you do, Wilkins is going to be on one-on-one, and good luck with that. Good luck.
Handful.
That dude, for his size, he knows how to move his hands. He's quick on his feet.
And he has a great motor.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and like I said before, with his size, you don't find a lot of people that can do that. You know, so that I think that was a very good pickup for them. I think, you know, they do have to address.
Can tell they're going for toughness. That's the new culture they're gonna have under the new coach. They want tough. Because remember that interview the coach did with what's the coach's name again? I don't know why I'm blanking on
AP.
AP, yeah, Antonio Pierce, yeah. He was on, I think he was on Crosby's podcast. He was like, what we want to do to Patrick Mahomes, we want to Jordan rules him. So
yeah, I heard that.
Yeah, so they're trying to implement a culture of toughness and physicality.
Which makes sense. You got, you know, Mahomes for the next, 4 or 5 years.
And plus, once you think of the old school Raiders, you think of toughness.
Yeah.
Because they used to be the hardest hitting team in the league. Like, teams used to fear playing the Raiders. They haven't had that sort of reputation for decades.
Yeah, it's been a long time, actually.
Right. So moves like Wilkins to go with Max Crosby, they're trying to bring that back.
Yeah, I will say in the draft they have to address, you know, Josh Jacobs.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, they do.
You know, that's because that was a true every down back that they kind of let walk.
Yeah.
So that's going to be interesting. But, yeah, I really think that was a very good pickup. That was a pickup that kind of screams out, hey, you know, we may not be there just yet, but you're still going to respect us.
You're good. They're definitely going to be a team you got to scratch and claw to get wins on.
Oh, yeah. You know, you're not going to just push over.
When Dan Campbell took over the Lions, they weren't very good at first, but they took over that culture of toughness.
Well, that first year, he was trying to establish a culture.
Yeah, by year 2, they became a team no one wanted to play.
Yeah, because, like I was saying, that first year was just purely seeing who's going to fit that culture.
Exactly.
If you're not going to fit that culture, that next year, a lot of guys were gone next year because they didn't fit that culture of what he was going to do. If you're not going to play with toughness and physicality, you got to get the hell up out of here.
Exactly.
So I think that's what AP going for. Yeah, and you know, it was interesting that he let, you know, Josh go because he's a tough back.
And he a dog.
Exactly. So maybe they just didn't want to pay that money.
I guess with this move for Wilkins, it makes sense. Cause
you paid a lot of money. Yeah. So, it makes sense.
They do. I can't wait to see how that plays out. Raiders should be pretty fun to watch on defense next year.
Yeah. Defensive-wise, they're going to be fine.
They are.
Devontae Adams, though?
He's still going to be crying for a quarterback. But hey,
I mean, hey, you know, he could have been in Green Bay, but, you know, that's for another story.
For AP, though.
Yeah, he likes it, but you know, AP's not throwing the ball to him, so
they gotta get that man.
Respectfully,
we gotta see what they get at quarterback.
Yeah, you know, he's welcome to always come back to Green Bay.
I think that ship is sailed, brother. He needs to let that go.
I mean, it's something that, you know, I don't think would even happen in a dream.
No.
You know, that would kind of stop the progress for our younger guys. But
yeah, I mean,
if he wants to win now, hey,
you're so loaded with young receivers. Is there even any room for him for real? You know?
There is none. But if he wants to come back, I'm sure they would figure out something. It's Devontae Adams.
Like, remember that meme of Dr. Evil where he's like...
Exactly. It's just, come on back home.
All love. The love is still there, but yeah.
I will say, though, do you got any more that's kind of like a eye-opener that happened, at least for day one, that kind of went down? Because, I mean, like I was saying earlier... It officially starts on Wednesday.
That's what's crazy.
But these teams are kind of signing early, you know? So
this one is a little more under the radar, but I think it'll turn into a big deal. It's back to Philly. Did you see that pass rusher they got? Bryce Huff?
No, I didn't.
They got Bryce Huff, bro. That's an underrated, very good signing. Because he was very good at rushing that passer for the Jets last year.
Yeah.
And he's a guy that's just about to hit his prime. And the Eagles swooped him up for $51 million over 3 years to go with Jalen Carter. Because it's a new era for their D-line now. Because remember, Fletcher Cox retired.
Yeah.
So you're going to have Jalen Carter for that, because isn't there like contract stuff going on?
Yeah.
And now you have Bryce Huff, an explosive type of pass rusher.
Yeah. That's going to be actually interesting.
So,
but I feel like with the Eagles, they're still trying to find an identity. You know, they got a lot kind of going on. So,
right. But if you get him to go with Hassan Reddick, Like, remember the year the Eagles won the Super Bowl? They had all that depth rushing the passer.
Yeah.
You're gonna have that now with Bryce Huff. Like, that's a guy that can get after your quarterback.
Yeah, that is definitely true. Mm-hmm. So it'll be interesting to see what they do. Because I mean, like I was saying, I think new coach that they brought in, still kind of bringing that identity.
They have a new Vic Fangio's.
Yeah,
Vic Fangio schemes are at their best with pass rush.
Yeah, so it's gonna be interesting now. It's definitely gonna be interesting.
For sure.
I think the first couple games is gonna be seeing how they're gonna be ranked because the defense struggled last year. It definitely struggled. I think it was. Yeah.
Scheme. The pass rush wasn't quite as dominant.
Yeah, they just weren't physical as they were. That Super Bowl run.
Super Bowl year, yeah.
So, it's gonna be interesting to kind of see what happens.
Signings like Bryce Huff, they're trying to get back to that physicality.
Yeah, and it's going to be interesting to see if that's still their identity, or if they're going to kind of see if they're going to be more of like a faster team, because that pass rush is actually kind of a fast team, for especially their size. Yeah, they're explosive. So you have different kind of things that you can kind of focus on. It's just what are they going to do?
That's what I'm saying.
Your secondary is kind of getting up in age.
Yeah, young guys like Keely Ringo back there probably got.
Yeah, he's gonna be asked of more now. Right. So
Bradbury, respect to Bradbury. Washed.
Yeah,
he had a rough
looking.
Year last year.
Last year was not looking good.
That was rough.
That
was rough.
Yeah. So, like I said, I think they're going to use the first couple games to figure out what works for them mainly.
Oh yeah.
And I think that is
going to be
interesting.
Defense always takes some time.
Yeah. I mean, usually the first, I would say, like 5 or 6 games of the season, most teams, defensive-wise,
used to start out offenses a little ahead of the defense.
Yeah, because you don't understand what they're coming. You can't really scheme on what they did last year because
it's a completely different scheme.
Exactly, different teams, different usage of what they're going to do.
Players.
Exactly. So it's just going to be interesting to see what they're going to do.
Plays out.
Yeah.
Now, if we're talking, just to add one more, the biggest re-signs in terms of guys that stayed and re-signed with their team. I said it earlier, Chris Jones re-signing with the Chiefs. I remember we were talking about that last week. Will he or will he not? Because Snead, they still maybe had to give him a long-term contract.
Yeah.
You got to see how that plays out.
I don't think they do now that they gave Jones that. It's not a long-term, but they gave him some pretty good money.
A good long-term. I think it was like 5 years.
Oh, it was 5? I thought it was like a 2 or 3 year deal.
Look it up, but I'm pretty sure it was a 5-year contract. They gave him a pretty long contract.
Which, I mean, every part of it is deserved. Let's be honest.
They did. Yep. They gave him 5 years, $19 million signing bonus, and it looks like $95 million guarantee. Yep, it is $95 million guarantee.
Yeah, I was about to say 16. That's yikes. That's not good. But that's a lot of money.
The highest paid defensive tackle in NFL history, and I think that's well earned. Chris Jones, he's a monster.
Yeah, he's a pure monster.
I mean, everyone talks about Aaron Donald, but Chris Jones is right behind him when we talk about pass rushers in the interior.
Yeah, he's definitely up there as one of them.
When you see the Chiefs Super Bowl runs, he's the guy that makes a lot of big plays up front. He's the key.
That is true. That is very true. Because, I mean, he does come out in those... Of course, with the age now, he's not going to make every play.
Right.
But he's definitely making those key plays.
Clutch plays.
Exactly. Those last drives or those, drives to kind of force them to kind of be like, all right, now we really got to go on this next drive and score. Right. That's the type of player that Chris Jones is.
Just a game breaker.
So that was a great... re-sign right there.
A lot of people weren't sure they were going to be able to re-sign him because he was getting a little up there in age. They weren't able to agree to a contract the year before, so a lot of people maybe he'll walk, especially since they didn't tag him and he entered free agency. Right when free agency started, they said, "Nah, you're staying here, bro." They re-signed him quick, locked him up.
I mean, let's be honest. He would probably went to a team that is going to throw out a lot of money, they had to sign that quick,
fast, and they did. You got to give him credit for that.
Yeah, I would say that's actually one that I would agree on too.
Right.
Because, I mean, that was probably the biggest, like we were talking about last week, that was probably the biggest
decision they had to make.
Exactly, you know, and like you were saying, you know, last week, you thought maybe it would be Snead.
Because he's younger.
Yeah, and I really didn't know who was going to kind of go get that contract.
They tagged Snead, apparently.
Yeah, so they tagged him, so they may give him that contract next year.
Exactly. They'll wait till next year like they did with Jones.
Yeah.
Or they could sign and trade if Snead wants a longer contract. Or maybe
they could wait in the season too. Do it during the season.
Yeah, so they can play it a lot of different ways. But it's clear re-signing Jones was their priority and they got it done.
Which, I mean, is understandable. If you're trying to go for another playoff run, you got to stop these guys like Herbert,
and how do you stop
Burrow. You got that man Chris Jones. You know, so like I said before, he may not do every play of consistent stops, but he's gonna get you on that third down.
Exactly.
You know, or it's that last drive. Yeah, that fourth down, like 4th and 3.
Brock Purdy missed a touchdown. Why? Because Chris Jones got immediate pressure.
Exactly.
He makes important plays when it matters most.
Exactly. But I think we had some pretty good lists so far, man. I think it was.
We touched on blockbusters. We did less sexy ones that would prove to be a big deal.
Yep.
We did key re-signs for day one. I think we touched on a lot of good ones.
That's a fact. You know, I think, you know, as the week goes on, of course, there's going to be different guys that kind of make some blockbusters. But I think
Calvin Ridley still hasn't signed anything.
Exactly. And I think he's going to make well over 60, 70 million.
Yeah.
You know, so it's going to be interesting to see where he goes. It's going to be interesting to see if T. Higgins actually even gets traded.
Because he requested a trade, right?
Exactly.
Because a lot of times that's pump faking. Because remember, Lamar Jackson requested a trade last year. Everyone went crazy. Ravens ended up resigning him.
Exactly. So it all depends. But they do have him on a franchise tag, and that's why he requested it.
Because he wants the long term.
Exactly. You know, so it's going to be interesting to see if they actually go with it and be like, all right, bro, since we're not going to give you this money, we got to get what we're worth.
Oblige to your wishes.
Yeah, we'll oblige to your wishes. We got to get what we think is worthy for this team, which I think is on defense.
At the end of the day, they got to look out for themselves.
Exactly. You know, this is a business. As much as it gets personal sometimes, this is a business.
They say never mix personal with business.
Yep.
Business is business. So we got to see how that plays out.
That's all I can say. But yeah, I think we actually did pretty good on this.
For day one.
Exactly. Sure. You know, so but
it's going to be exciting to see how the rest of this free agency plays out, but it's off to a banging start.
It really is.
My ass was at work seeing all this, bro. What the hell, man? This move, that move. Someone was having that was.
Yeah, literally the first hour was going crazy.
Right, bro.
You know, but we're going to go ahead and start leading our way out. Right. You know, we had a good time.
You want to tell the people.
Obviously what they gotta do, you know, exactly. You know, especially for because we just got the YouTube started, you know, we gotta make sure you subscribe.
Only episode 3 on YouTube.
Exactly.
We got the Spotify too.
Got Spotify, exactly. So in there you follow that. You know, so what I said before, you gotta subscribe, you gotta follow.
We also have Instagram if you want to catch us on the gram.
Exactly. So follow on there. Make sure you comment on there.
We'll make sure to have all the links for our other accounts in our bio for the YouTube.
Exactly.
Y'all can find that.
And you know, you also gotta make sure you hit that bell to make sure you know hear that when we go.
You want to hear that breaking? Flicks and Kicks posted another video, and you only get that if you hit that
bell. You hit that bell because you already know we post twice a week and the occasional sprinkle on the weekend. I
don't think you know the days that we post though.
Let me go ahead and explain what days this is. It's going to be on Thursdays and it's going to be on Fridays and then a sprinkle on the weekend.
A little dabble.
You know, just a little craziness, you know.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit. But you know, I'm going to go ahead and we're going to just have some fun and let y'all know. Y'all just got to make sure you like, you comment
down below,
you follow, and you subscribe.
That's the big 4.
And just, again, hit that
Because
bell.
we want to interact with y'all too, so that's why we need y'all to comment. We want to know what y'all like about this video. We want to know if we made any moves. We want to know what y'all want us to cover regarding this free agency or anything else in general.
Yeah, let us know exactly what y'all want to hear next.
Exactly.
You know, comment down below exactly what moves. You know, maybe you're a Steelers fan and you didn't really care for what the Steelers did.
Exactly.
You know, maybe you are a big fan of what they do. But how are we going to know if you don't comment?
We got to know.
You got to comment.
And we don't know if...
I mean, they won't know if they don't hit the bell and, you know, when they post, you
what
know?
He said.
So that's exactly what they got to do. They got to hit the bell and know when we post so they can actually know when to comment.
If you don't hit that bell, how will you know? Like...
You'll never know.
Exactly. But you will if you
hit that bell.
We've said it
enough. You know what?
We said enough.
We said enough.
We don't want to beat you to death with hitting the bell, but hit the bell, though. Come on.
Yeah, exactly. Hit the bell. And make sure you hit that like button as well. You know,
you make sure you comment.
Yeah, because you got to help out that algorithm.
Exactly.
You know what?
You know what? But we said too much.
Good night, y'all. We had a good one.
Let's wrap this up.
Exactly.
Let's wrap this up. Y'all take care now and comment down below.
Exactly. Get out of here.
Bet.